I might just do the one ear.
Yeah, do it. If you don't even like the headphones, you don't have to do the headphones at all.
It's probably good just to make sure.
Oh, that sounds. You got a good radio voice, my dude.
Are we?
You sound nice and crisp over here.
There we go. We've got it all synced up.
Yeah, we're officially rolling.
All
Wait,
right.
you were just saying that you started right before the popsicle was like the major thing?
Yeah, because the earliest memory of skateboarding that made me go, oh, I want to do that, was I just saw a kid do. To me, it was like a waist high. It was probably like a knee high ollie,
Yeah.
but it was on a board, and it wasn't a popsicle shape. It had a flat nose, and he was
That's
just
crazy.
skating down the street and just ollied.
Dang.
And I was like, that dude just flew. And I was like, but then you start butt boarding. Like I have my old boards at the shop, like some street Alva John Gibsons and like old little mini street Caballero decks.
Dang.
So those were the boards I skated before. I remember getting a shitty, I think it was a Nash popsicle deck, and being like, well, now I'm going to be able to do all these tricks.
Yeah.
And it didn't work like that. Because I was like, I remember Costin saying he would flip the bolts so it was on the top, the nuts, so it would catch your foot.
Oh.
So I tried doing that, and it was just like,
That's,
I don't know how do you do this?
That seems kind of dangerous with the bolts sticking up.
But kids, they're like, why is that dangerous?
Yeah.
Until you like destroy, yeah. Who
That
knows
does
what.
make sense though, because like with the ollie, it seems like a fucking magic trick. But if
Yep.
you had the bolts there to catch your shoe and drag it up,
That's what we thought.
Yeah,
It's
the
like me and
logic.
my one homie, like, oh, it'll just grab our foot and it'll pull it up. It'll just make it jump.
where'd you start?
Oh man, I think
You're in New Hampshire now, right?
yeah, New Hampshire now. This was in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
So then, but shortly after that, we moved back to West Virginia because I'm from West Virginia.
No shit.
So we would just skate. There was no park. We would just skate in my driveway with like random guardrails. We just had trash everywhere, just skating it with like the 5 dudes who skateboarded. You know what I mean?
I kind of started in New Hampshire like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like a couple dudes, and you're just pulling shit out from the woods or wherever and trying to
Yeah,
make
anything.
trails. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I don't even really know. Like, I see you sort of saw videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but it wasn't. It was like I don't know where like any of that shit's at. But we
Yeah.
did skate street like, because you didn't have an option like right off rip.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. You're just getting curbs and flat ground basically, right?
Yeah, and
And around town.
yeah, anywhere there was there was a ton of banks.
Oh, nice.
So and businesses people were really cool. They were like, just come back when we're closed.
Yeah.
So, or we would go down to what is the capital, Charleston, and go to like a hardcore show or something, like where just kids were gathered, and then I could just go skate around.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, we're skating like a granite ledge off like shit that now I'd be like, oh, that's still valid. Like that's cool. Like you could have got so hurt, you shouldn't have been skating that, but.
Something
Whatever.
about being little and just like exploring with your skateboard when you can barely do tricks, but you're just like finding shit.
It didn't like doing the tricks in an environment like Charleston's a small, but to us that was a city.
Yeah.
So even just doing it in like a little park with like it felt like, oh, this is the real shit.
Yeah.
It didn't feel. It still feels completely different. That's why I think I still skate street as much as I can because I mean, parks are great. You get in, you get out, you land in your tricks, but then you go to skate street and you're like, oh, you can't really do this like that. Like the park skating is like the watered down version of what, or at least for me, why I would continue to skate.
Yeah.
Because it's still so hard.
I feel the same way. I actually was
Yeah.
just watching some contests over in Asia right now, and it's just they're just breeding little park skaters.
Yeah.
They're all like Niger clone park skaters. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They're all on the same wave of whatever. But it's clearly the influence of having nice skate parks, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's packaged well into a contest. Whereas street skating is more like feral, you know. It's wild animal shit.
well, yeah, it's. I mean, because I'll watch Street League with my wife.
Sick.
I'm just impressed to see it at that level, But then that doesn't do anything as far as me being motivated to skate. Like I'll put on something old like Mouse or Photosynthesis or Peep This, RBU Molly, like, and then I go, that has so much more
flavor. Yeah,
and I was talking to Jerry Fowler about that because I was like, what? Because he was that. I'm like, dude, what? Why do you feel like it just is it because no one now their kids are so inundated with how you're supposed to do a trick and like this is how you do it, whereas back then sort of like you'd see one, but you sort of figured out, I'm sure you just figured out tricks on your own, so you sort of just did them how you did them.
You're
like, no, that's how I do my crook.
It's weird nowadays because you can see it everywhere online.
It's everywhere.
So it's almost like if you get that so early on, you just see how it's all done in a certain way. I remember the point where I started skating. It was like just like you. Like I started in New Hampshire, no one was really skating. The only time we saw it on videos and on video and magazine. That's the only time we saw it. Was when my friend got his Transworld or Thrasher, and then he'd get the 4-on-1s, and we'd watch what the whole other side of the country's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. But then we would take that and we'd go out and we'd just like practice our own shit and try to figure it out on our own.
You had to. You really had to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're like, I have no idea. I sort of get what they're doing, but
we're lucky to have that, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
To come up in a time where like you could still you could kind of see it a little bit, but then you just had to figure it out on your own, and like I like that.
I think it's, I mean, honestly, like just with the kid, I'm like, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I think the world where it is now is like almost killed them. I think it's going to come back because I think we've been going to some hardcore shows with my wife, and like I'm seeing kids like thirsty for real life.
Yeah.
Because I think that. It's like I feel like the magic. Like kids are like they're like, because the interaction between something virtual and like the phone thing is not this. It's not the same as being in the same room. The energy can't exchange. It's not. As people, we're supposed to like, you can pick up on people's vibe.
Oh yeah.
And like, if you're around people with good vibes and like, who are pushing you, your life is rich.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
the phone is a cheap substitute for that, for the real thing.
Yeah. It's not even it's like it's deriving you of a very, what would you say? It's a substantial part of having an actual, real, rich life. It's the people.
Yeah.
And like but I do think kids are getting that. I think they're starving for real adventure and to be with people and to
like not virtual engagement, real engagement.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the problem too is like there's the pro side to the technology and the phones and the connection. Like there's a pro to it. So as much as the negatives there, and it's so immersive, and it's almost like we can't get rid of it at this point because the society itself is running off of the internet and the connections and stuff. So I think what it is that it's a disruptor. It's come in, and now we have to reflect and be like, all right, this can't be our end all be all. We have to figure out how to manage this thing that we're going to use as a tool. It's a tool. It's kind of like
it is a tool. That's how it should be used.
Yeah, that's how I try to use it. Like I'll try to put out content about stuff that I love, like go out and skate with my friends and have a blast and film a vlog. Then it's like we're actually having fun and we're filming it and it's captured and like we had a blast the whole day, and it's like collecting a memory of the day and then posting it out there.
Yeah.
So I don't even post it for the audience, which is probably wrong. They all tell you. I post it for myself because I go back 10 years on my YouTube channel, and it literally brings me to tears because I'm like, dude, I'm so grateful and lucky to have this life. Like 10 years of just great sessions with the homies.
Yeah.
It's like, so there's pros and cons, and it's like I said, like we were both saying, is we're lucky to have lived a life without it.
Yeah.
Like, so because we can actually help bridge that gap for the kids. That's what I've been trying to do with all the technology stuff is like, this shit's coming. There's a lot of good to it, but there's also a tremendous amount of shit to it and bad.
Yeah.
So, like, we as the 30, 40, I'm 42. How old are you now?
Yeah, 42.
Oh wow, nice, sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Which month are you?
January.
Born? January. I'm November. Nice.
Close.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, my responsibility, and I agree with you. I feel like for kids, they're almost lost because the internet is everything. It's all encompassing. It's the whole world is connected, so you can see everything. So it's not like when we were little, and we're just looking at the magazines and the videos once a month when they came. It's like now they're just exposed to everything, not just skateboarding. But
that's
everything.
what I'm saying. Just just the whole picture. As you zoom out far enough, it's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's too much for.
It's too
anybody.
much for kids. Like
oh,
how hard it was to be in figuring yourself. Like it's such a hard age, and then you add that on top. It's like, good Lord, like
managing one life, let alone all this connection to your life. Like before you even figure out your own emotions is like. It's crazy that that's why when people give the phones to the kids at such a young age, it's kind of like, I get it, but I don't at the same time.
Nah,
it's dangerous.
You're setting them up for a very
impulsive jackpot because it's dopamine hit.
It's like,
the phone, like
it's not going to be good.
Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of our responsibility, or at least I take it on myself to be like, how do I use this in a way that like I could show my son how to do it in a way that it's fun, but also not all-consuming, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I've been trying to figure that out through podcasting and vlogging and even just the social media content, figuring out a good balance for myself.
Yeah.
So that when it is time for my son Wilder to, like, enter that realm, he'll see his dad and go, oh, this is the scaffolding that my dad built. Because I'm trying to figure out how to manage it for my own life. Because it helps me run a small business. It helps me connect with skateboarding. There's like pros to it as much as it is. We just have to build up boundaries and know, like, I don't remember that movie. I quote it on the podcast all the time, but there's one movie where they're all fighting over the internet, basically. The founder of whatever the internet is in the movie, he put like a hidden key, and if you all like battled out in this virtual world and you found the key, you own the whole universe.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Ender's Game or something. But anyways,
I haven't seen that.
They basically battled out in this virtual world. They're all in like slums and poverty, but they plug into the internet basically, and they battle it all out. And then they find the hidden key that the creator someone found it, and then they own the whole universe. But what they decided was like, okay, this is amazing. We own the whole universe, but we just need to turn it off on the weekends. They just unplugged on the weekends.
And
I was like, that's life. It's like, you can use it so many times, but then you got to give yourself some boundaries and have discipline, you know?
I mean, with skateboarding, it's sort of, I've been trying to get the kids in our area to film real parts, film real videos.
Amen.
Then put it all on Instagram.
Yep.
Like create something, because when you're older, Instagram. We don't know if that'll even be around.
Who knows?
So all that crap, like, what are you going to dig up 40 phones and find? Like, if you just make an actual project, and then you can put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But like, push yourself and do something really as good as you can do.
Yeah.
And then put it like. There's more value in that long term. I understand when you have skate companies and you have to we need some Instagram clips too, because you have to. But
even that, it's like, I believe quality over quantity, and that's from learning that lesson. You know, like over posting and just posting whatever. It's like eventually you realize, no, you could post like once a week, and it could be more impactful than 5 times a week. Yeah, it's the same like what you're telling the locals around you, and I try to do that too with the young ones here. Is I'm like, cool, you got all these park tricks and you're learning them and you want to share them, but it's like you're watering the whole thing down. Like, just do it, get good, let's work on a part, and then put out something you're proud of instead of just like.
And then surprise people.
Some
stuff that they're like, I had no idea you could do that.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that. Video parts are still.
Which is inspiring.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's. Yeah, I don't. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
It's hard because it's so easy for like a young kid to like go to a skate park and just get that basic clip every day and then post it and feel like feel content because people are on there like blowing smoke up their ass. Just fucked up to say, but
no, that's what it is.
There's a lot of that.
That's what it is, and it's. And then the negative stuff on the, you know what I mean? It's like if you're the person who's commenting like. I get shit talking in real life, But like on the internet, there's a certain where it's like, wow, you really are only losers.
Yeah.
Comment negative stuff on the internet. You're a loser.
You're too invested in.
Like if you're, if you're shit talking on the internet where you know they'll never run into you, it's like I had one kid, we made a post and this dude sort of tried to shit talk, and then I looked at his page and I just DM'd him like, dog, you should really. You're skating, you need to worry about your skating first before you fire shots at other people. Like, you should worry about that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there
and he just didn't respond.
Oh,
because it was true.
Yeah.
I was like, dog, I just looked at it's garbage.
Yeah.
Like, who are you coming at? Like, it's garbage.
You never used to have to sun someone through the internet, but now.
No, but, like, these kids, like, think they can, like, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to, like.
They're not even
I'm not going to, no.
They're adults.
Yeah, they're like in their 20s, and you're like, wow, you're in your 20s and you still suck? Like, okay, like, and you're on here talking shit? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
It's Arrested Development. They just been like, we've had it so good that they haven't had to struggle.
So, yeah, like, no one punched you in the mouth when you're little for that? Like,
yeah.
You should, like, yeah, that's how it used to be. You would, and then your homie'd be like, I heard you were, and then you're like, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. Or I'm going to be ready to fight. So now I tell people, like, if I talk shit, like, I'll say it to the person and I'm ready to, like, go.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is crazy as an adult. But, like, that's just, if you came from that, then that's how you roll.
Yeah.
You can't really, I mean, now it's like with kids, you're like, well, I'm not going to, like, I really am, like, it'd have to be something crazy to like, go into that
You're saying
mode.
with you having kids.
Yeah. You got to be like, well,
I'm on the same
you're
page.
an adult now, so.
It's amazing in society how much, like, you can verbally talk things out without actually getting physical. Like,
yeah.
Because, like, being all the years of me skateboarding, it's been so many altercations out in the streets, but I've always found the words to, like, either put them in their place or explain what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, the violence only really happens when you're, like, looking for it on some degree, unless it's a complete random act.
Yeah, because if you're willing to be like, well, I'm not going to let this happen, it does, like, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk your way out of it.
Yeah,
still,
or
like,
you can just leave.
Yeah.
Just go, I'm just going to leave.
Take the high road.
Just go, I'll just punk out and leave.
Yeah.
Which, when you're young, you can't do.
No,
because your homies, and it's, like, not happening.
Because you'll be a bitch, yo.
Yeah. And that used to have value.
Speaking of bitch, yo, one time when I was younger in New Hampshire, this is so embarrassing for me, but fuck it, I don't give a shit. YOLO. I'm just embarrassed myself. I was dating this girl. This is real, like, trailer park, New Hampshire type shit.
Yeah.
Middle school shit. And I was dating this girl, super uppity chick. And she was, like, the princess of the school, you know?
Yeah.
And I was dating her. And then we broke up, and she started dating this dude who was, like, the older kid who stayed back too many times. But was, like, the kid who beat everyone up and was super aggressive. And she started dating him. And then she was still hanging around with me, so I was talking shit about him to her. Because I'm a dumb little kid, you know? And I'm like, yeah, you should leave him. You should get with me and whatnot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, leave him and come back with me. And then she fucking went and snitched on me, which, you know, I'd probably deserve.
She likes that drama.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And so we all used to skate in New Hampshire at the Green. There's a little rotary.
Okay.
Small town shit. And all just, like, there'd be, like, 5 of us. But actually, this was when it started catching on. I remember when it was just 3 of us skating in New Hampshire, Raymond, New Hampshire. And then it turned to 10, 15, 20. And then we took over the whole downtown, and it got a little, like, people were like,
that's
cars
sweet.
Are pissed. Yeah, we were having a blast. But then people just started coming and hanging out, not even skating. So it was like, all right. So basically, we're down there skating after school. He comes down to the Green because he heard I've been talking shit. And there's a big crowd of all my friends and people. And he comes up to me, and he fucking bitch slaps me so hard in front of everyone. And I was like, fuck, I got so mad, but I'm like, if I fight this dude, like, he's clearly just going to stomp me out. So I just took the slap, and I got so mad, I just yelled at him, but I didn't do anything because I'm definitely a bitch at this time. And I didn't want to get stomped out by this dude who was, like, a couple years older and definitely hit puberty, you know?
Yeah.
And my board rolled away from me when he slapped me.
Yeah.
and went to like this car that had to stop because we're in the road. So it's a full fucking
Oh, man.
thing. Yeah, and the guy got out of his car, grabbed my board, and I was just like, I went to him and grabbed my board, and he gave me a ride home. So I just
Oh, so that
bitched
guy
out.
was cool, though.
Yeah, he was cool, but the whole school just watched me get slapped and do nothing about it, dude.
You didn't think your homies would back you up?
I really didn't even think that far.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't. They just watched.
Yeah, I don't know. I could talk shit because I knew, like, the bigger friends who were always with me were, like, ready. Everyone was ready.
Yeah.
It was like, I probably would get my ass kicked, but I was like, you're going to get stomped.
So I was like,
So, whatever.
Latchkey kid. So I just like moved to a bunch of schools. So I had to keep meeting people. So I never really had like a set clique of people. Like,
yeah.
I started
where you knew.
That's when I started to, and then that shit happened. So
yeah.
Out of
yeah,
all
but
that,
it's a
little kid shit. It's
yeah. That kind of stuff, that's going to happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Somewhere where you're going to get checked.
I'm glad it happened because I remember it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just not going to run my mouth unless I'm really willing to fight over it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't. I wasn't even angry till he hit me. Then I got really angry. But then I'm like, I'm not going to fight him. He's so much bigger. He's just going to stomp me.
Well, and that's why it came down.
Yeah.
It's easy to, like...
He was a bully for sure.
Yeah, to hit, like, little people.
He was. He stayed back a few years, and he was just the schoolyard bully, dude. I didn't stand up to him, so...
It was Billy Madison.
Yeah. It totally was. He was wearing sweatpants in midday, you know?
Yeah.
On parole, probably had the break.
Now you'd have Crocs and the flannel pants, and you go, oh,
and
all right.
He probably had the ankle bracelet, the monitor. I'm pretty sure that was like a thing in middle school. Because we're all in the trailer parks, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so he's foolish. Because, like, if the police showed up, he's
fucked, yeah.
You're fried.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I win ultimately because I don't know what he's doing with his life. I'm sure it's like...
Hopefully he's doing well. Maybe he grew up.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Took an L that day, though, Jimmy.
Huh?
I took an L that day, though.
You can't have wins without losses, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta, the losses make the wins matter.
Yeah. So, I was kind of fucking with you a little bit, but how many years do you think you've been skating? I know you were saying you're tough with math. I'm the same way with all this.
Oh, my God.
So 20 years?
No, I mean, more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. You started skating before the popsicles were a thing.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. I had, like, when those first... So...
I was right after that.
Was that maybe, like... Probably, like, 90... Really skating, though? Probably, like, 95, 96.
Ooh, nice.
Probably. Because I remember when I was watching, like... Welcome to Hell, and I checked... That was on... and that was, like, really skating. I think that was 96. And then Time Code came out in 97.
Yep.
And I was, like... fully engulfed in it, like doing tricks by then.
Yeah.
So I had to have... That's when it used to take you 2 years to learn how to kickflip because you had no idea how to... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by that time, I was already doing tricks. Yeah, so probably like 95.
That's like the perfect time. That's when I fell in love, too, with skating.
I mean, I'm hoping... Yeah. It seems like with so much content, it's hard for kids to really... Like, almost they don't know, they can't stay focused anywhere long enough. Like, I've had kids coming into the shop and be like, oh, I love this brand. And I'll, like, name the biggest pro on that brand. And they'll go, who's that? And these are kids in, like, you know, early teens, 20s. And I'm like, how do you not know? Yeah. I feel like there's less kids who are, like,
connected to the
live
history.
And breathe skateboard and, like, have to know and, like, really care about who's doing what so I'm like, I don't know how as a culture I don't know what we do for that, which is a tricky one because you're like, how do you get kids to push themselves to do something difficult in today's world?
Yeah.
Because skateboarding's hard. It's really, really, really hard. So I don't know.
I'm one of those kids that like memorized all the magazines and all the people because when you find something you love, you like indulge in it. And like, that's how I was. I was like skateboarding became the whole center of my universe to the point where it was a problem. Like I should have paid attention to other things. You know? Yeah. But yeah, I see now with all the fragmentation of everything, it's hard for people to just like. It's just something you learn as you get older, I guess. We just gotta balance it out.
Yeah, it's just a new world.
Yeah, it is.
And what's nice with the shop is you can actually ask kids. Like, what is your world like? What gets you stoked on skating? What, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
But a lot of them, it's just like they just like to do it.
Yeah.
They don't really watch parts, and they don't really, and honestly, it seems like they don't care. They're sort of in their heads. They're like, I'm as sick as like, oh, that dude did an ollie flip crook on that ledge. Well, my like back nose slide's I'm just as rad as them. And maybe they're right, but I'm like, you're not. Like, what's going on here? Like, how, I don't know, like everyone's sort of the all-star without actually been getting in the game. I'm like, how are you like?
Yeah. Well, that's why I agree with you, and I think where I try to remedy that is I've been trying to get like Jacob Jensen, Anders, a couple of my younger dudes focus on video parts because I'm like, look, dude, you're gonna separate yourself from everybody. Everyone's a park hero. Yeah. Like they're all ledge hero, park hero, and it's like it's all a sea of mediocre crap. So like if you work for a year straight on something and try to get all these tricks that you learned in the park out in some street, you're gonna have more style. You're gonna have more personality. You're gonna stand out above all of them because, like you said, put out that part. So my model that I've been building, Jimmy, is like build up the kids. I started teaching skateboard lessons years back, and I did that for like a decade, but I don't teach them anymore. But that's how I kind of cropped like the young dudes for my team, my flow team. I found the kids out of my skateboard lessons that were just like obsessed. We were like, oh, this kid, he might actually stick with it, you know? Yeah. So then I got these kids, and I'm like, that was my stick with it. Start flowing some boards, telling them about video parts, showing them the stuff, and then like focusing on that, doing stuff, engaging with the vlogs and the podcasts, and just kind of show them the thing that I've created, you know? Like, you can be a part of this, you know? So, and then we just start working on the video parts. So we do the video parts, and then we do a video premiere once a year. That's what we've been trying to average, is like once a year, put out a video that we're all proud of. Do a big video premiere, because that's engagement. You're like there with all the homies. You get the instant feedback. It's like going to the skate shop and talking directly with the owner and getting the feedback. The premiere is like that.
They're super important.
Yeah, so do the video parts. Get them to focus on that. Show them how that's more important than just being a park hero every day.
Oh, yeah.
And how that's like living in Cali to me. Because when I moved to Cali, it's 70 degrees all the time, and you just get super comfortable, and you can just super comfortable just coasting by.
Oh, God.
For me, it was when I was younger. I was in my 20s, and I would just go to the park and be the park hero of the day, coast by, and don't actually do anything. And the weather's nice. It's like almost a trap, you know? Whereas here, it's like the weather, the season's coming. You better winter's gonna try to fucking kill you. So you better wake up. You better wake up. Yeah. So basically, work on the video part, have the big video premiere, and then do vlogs for a lot of the other like fun antic shit that might not be in your video parts. So that's been a good balance, is having that, and then the podcast has been nice because them learning to communicate to other people besides themselves, and the source of being able to listen to you talk or me talk about someone who's 42 that owns a skate brand or a skate shop that has some perspective. Like a lot of the younger dudes are listening to the podcast, which is like helping on some level. Yeah,
I mean, skateboarding is one of those things too. It's like I like what the new intervals, the new I like it because I liked that they made those dudes look like rock stars.
Yeah.
Like those dudes are some of the best, like with the photos and the cinematography. I was like, it's sort of like the old you'd see, and you were like, oh my God. Yeah. Like it made, it gave you something to go like, oh, I want to get to like that one day where like.
Yeah.
So it's, because now it's just like one dude's part, so you don't even know what a company's really about, because it's like, well, this dude came out, but like I don't get to see the whole team. I don't get to see like, or even a group of the team, or you know, there are good things, but really skateboarding, like if you're in it for money, it's like
you might be in the wrong game.
Yeah, you're a fool. You're a fool, because it's like
there's other ways, easier ways to make money.
Yeah, it's sort of like, but you see a lot of people who are in it now that I have the shop that's seeing the industry side.
It was sold to them. There's a lot of selling it to them.
There's a lot of like dudes who don't really skate, who aren't in the streets and don't love skateboarding, like the dudes who are still out there doing it and the kids who are doing it, dictating terms down, and you go, who are you?
Yeah.
Okay, like, great, you do art and you've been in the industry and you work for these big brands, but like, your opinion doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
You're not actually in the streets doing this.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the majority of the industry are dudes who are like fucking salesmen.
They're trying to figure out what the kids want.
And it's like, well, you know how you'd figure it out?
Just go do it.
Be doing it. Dipshit.
Amen.
Like, yeah, and it's like, and a lot of them are running big things, and you're like, I mean, and it's just, that is frustrating, but it's like, all right, I'll just hammer it. Like, I'm sure you're, like, real's going to recognize real. Kids will see eventually, because these guys are so detached from reality and so detached from what kids can afford.
Yeah.
Who are like when did skateboarding become like hockey, where it's like, not the brand, the sport, but where it's like seven, you know what I mean? Like kids now to go skate are wearing like $1,000 outfits to be cool in skateboarding. And you're like, oh, I got $200 jeans on. I got $150 Nikes. I got a $80 hoodie. I've got a $40. It's like, I'm sure when you came up, like, that's not the demographic that was into skateboarding.
Yeah, no.
So what about the kids who are from that side of the street? Oh, now they don't get to be a part of what built skateboarding, built street skateboarding?
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but you're not gentrifying skateboarding if I have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like, that's cool that yuppies want to be involved in it and the money, but, like, I mean, they'll eventually leave because they're not going to make their return, ROI, their return of interest will eventually, they'll figure it out.
The industry's ups and downs,
yeah.
So when it's up, they're all there, and when it's down,
yeah.
you sit there on the curb going, where's everyone?
Yeah, it's just, yeah, exactly. They're gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like you should be investing money into it because you care about it. Because you realize, like, a kid could learn from skateboarding how to self-motivate and then become better on their own without a coach. They don't need anyone telling them. They pick themselves up and try that trick 700 times and then maybe get it.
Yeah.
And then they do it hours and hours, and then one day you go, oh, if I just apply this work ethic to anything, I'm going to do it.
Amen.
And so it's like the real value is it's like they're teaching themselves that.
Yeah, totally.
And then you have an entire breed of kids who, like, whatever they decide to then do with life, they've got that, like, they have the ability to grind past where it's comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what skateboarding, when you do hard tricks and you film video parts, that's why you're like, luckily I don't do it anymore, where you're screaming at the spot and just, you want it so bad, you can't. Yeah. But, like,
it's passion, and you don't want to quit.
Yeah.
You're going to figure the fuck out. That's why we're out here.
You're out there in pain, discomfort, and you're still so once you, like, do that, you're like, oh, just a job? Just work?
So true.
No problem.
That's light work.
Yeah, it is. You're like, I'm not going to get hurt doing this.
Yeah.
What I do for fun, there's a high probability you'll get hurt doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like.
And you expend way more energy.
Way more energy. Yeah. You're like, I can show up and do manual or whatever it may be.
Skateboarders are tough.
Yeah. And sure. It's the mental side that I think long term is going to make them those kids. So that's where it's important, like the kids who maybe are their home situation or their the families, those aren't benefits. Those aren't things that they have that are where they've got a leg up.
Yeah.
Skateboarding can basically neutralize the leg up other people have around because they're going to learn how to outwork them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be beasts. Like, oh, I'll just outwork you.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. You go home and be comfortable and, like, have everything nice. I'll still be out here doing, when they redirect that passion to whatever they want.
Yeah.
Those kids will be fine.
Yeah, man. I'm so grateful that skateboarding has the ability to do it all. Like, you could go out there as a kid with very little in your life, no family, no money.
Yep.
And you could get a skateboard, someone could give it to you, someone you met, Dale, shout out.
Yeah,
It
100%.
gives you a board, and this shows you there's a whole thing you could work on to learn to develop your character and work through your struggles, put your emotions and feeling, and it's artistic, it's creative, there's structure to it. You have to kind of figure it out to land the trick, you know? Like, it forces you to think how to problem solve, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm so thankful that that exists, you know?
Yeah.
But if we just, and I'm with you, Jimmy, like, I had that separation of my heart when it's like all the big shoe companies came in and started buying up the industry.
Yeah.
I love the idea that someone could get sponsored and live out their dream and maybe get a corporate sponsor that pays for them and they can just fly around and be a pro skateboarder and do all that shit. I love all that. What my problem is when those people think they can dictate like what's cool in skateboarding. Because, like, when I got into skateboarding, I wasn't cool. I was getting slapped. I had family issues.
Yeah.
I couldn't even control my emotions, let alone play some high school game of who's cool and who's fly. I can't play any of those games.
No.
Like you said, skateboarding allowed me and millions of kids out there to be able to play in the game. They didn't have a chance to play in a game, you know, and it's your own game. And, and that's the beauty of skateboarding that I've always liked is that you could do it by your fucking self, or you can build up a team of people that you love, and you guys can have your own team together and work on projects. And it's so complex. It's because you're not connected. It's just a piece of wood and wheels. So what really makes it amazing is the people that put the life energy into it and create with it, you know?
Yeah, it's you versus you.
Yeah.
So you're going to find out how, like, the people who want it more than others and are willing to put in the work, just like anything else in life, are going to be better.
Yeah.
So it's like it's I mean,
thankfully.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Because this world's been so upside down, the whole world, because we're all connected to the internet.
Yeah.
And the people in charge of governments and shit, everything's been so ass backwards. It feels for years now that like skateboarding seems like the ultimate. It seems like truth to me. You know, the act of skateboarding.
That's you
not
nailed
the
it.
Perception.
Take all the other stuff aside. Skateboarding's still the raddest shit out there. End of the story. Just the actual thing. It's the best.
Yeah, man.
It's sometimes like forget all the other shit.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
No.
It comes, it goes, like you said. It's, you know, those big shoe brands who are in it. The more I've looked at that, I go, oh, I see what you're doing. You're putting a minimal amount of money into a couple guys so that you can have cultural relevance to the general public to sell more shoes to people who don't skateboard. So you're basically just using skateboarding to say, look, we're a part of this super rad thing that dictates all of the culture a couple years down the road, but we're only going to put in this tiny budget.
Yeah.
We're not going to really put money into it.
Yeah.
You know, not the money that they could put into it.
Yeah.
And go...
Not even that they might even put the money in, but then when the shareholders and its ups and downs, they pull out. They all pull out.
Yeah, they
and
leave.
then you end up like, what did we just do? You feel like you sold your soul, kind of.
So it's sort of like... But that just, you have to educate kids like what this is. Like, there's certain brands I go, you know, like, you're getting hoed out. They're telling you you're lucky to buy their overpriced slave-made product. And you're waiting in line.
Yeah.
You're being a hoe.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but, like, that's exactly what's happening to you. So if you want to be that, support it.
Yeah.
Or you could support stuff that's always been here, is still trying to do it. Like, yeah, there is a validity to things that were within a culture before the culture started to make money that should be acknowledged and appreciated.
Yeah.
So,
true.
But then sometimes you talk to kids and you go, who cares? Like, they don't need to know this.
No,
just go skate. Yeah. Just go skate. Don't worry about it. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, God, you're the old, but kids do. I mean, you grow up, like, the older guys, when you're the older, it is sort of your job to help them sort of navigate it.
Yeah, definitely. If you can do it in your own life and find a way to wake up every day and be like, I got friends and we're going to go have a session and we're working on something, they'll follow the lead, you know, especially if they're part of it. If you open your doors and, like, I always let kids come hang out, skate, the people in the van changes all the time on the skate missions, you know, like, try to be as open as possible.
Yeah.
We basically have to just create those epic skate worlds, and then find people that are like-minded that love skateboarding, and like let them help build it up.
I mean, that's sort of it. It's like if you're really here for the skateboarding, then I'm down for you.
Yeah, I like that.
If you're here for something like, and you can sniff it out.
Yeah.
Like I don't care I don't care about anything else besides the fact that you're like here for this, really here to skate.
Let's go skate.
And that's always how skating's been.
Yeah.
At least when, so it's.
It has been. Because you always have, over the years, you get different crews and they disappear.
Yeah.
And you don't harbor any hard feelings, but you're like, I wish they still skated. And sometimes they come back.
Yeah.
You're like, they're skating again. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it's right when they need it usually. That's what I love. Another beautiful thing about skateboarding is that, like, even if you stop skateboarding and say you went off and lived some life and you fucking got a job and you got a girl pregnant and then you're older and you feel like you can't.
Yeah.
Anytime's a good time to start skating.
Yeah.
So just pick it up again. And I see people come back to the park at Edge a lot and just be like, dude, I haven't skated in 10 years. And they're just like, they feel alive. And I'm like, go slow, have fun.
Yeah, go slow.
Go slow,
like,
have fun.
Really just
you want to have skating
mellow
in your life as long as possible. Like,
well, now slappies are popular.
Yeah, amen, dude.
So you can, like, I've already got my, like, 60-year-old plan.
Nice.
Even though they're popular, I'm like, yeah, I'm holding out. Like, I learned to ollie into all this shit for a reason. Like, no offense. Like, I'm going to ride that train.
Fuck yeah.
Until, but, like, I get it. You know what I mean? I get why it's popular, but sometimes I'm like, yo, you're, like, under 30. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Like.
People are trying to retire themselves too early.
Yeah. What are you going to do when you get old? Just not skate?
You're going to be old since you're 20?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the funniest thing, the mentality of people. They'll be like, I'm 32. I'm like, dude, I didn't start skating as good as I could until, like, 38. That's when I started doing shit that, like, I would have never thought I could do.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm like, I wish I would have figured that out 15 years earlier. But at least you figured it out.
True.
You know what I mean? You stick around long enough, maybe you'll go, you know what? You've done this long enough. Just do it. Like, you can do every part of it.
Yeah.
But it's that's why it's fun. It's like, how good can you be?
Yeah. It's definitely, it's crazy being 42 and, like, trying to, it's not as easy to get motivated to go do it, especially when you have other things in your life. I got a little kid now. I got, like, obligations and stuff. So it's like, the fire's always there, but I'm like, do I want to go out there and just be the other, like, just soaking up the session instead of, like, I don't know. I always try to find ways to help the session instead of, like, me take over the session, because it's in my blood to, like, try to take over a session. It's like when you love skating and you're an animal with it and you get carried away, your adrenaline's going, you just go to the park. I'm like, and I'm in a weird spot that, like, some days I could just, like, take over a whole session, and then other days I can barely walk. I'm, like, limping because I got, like, no ACL.
Well, that's why, when you're feeling it, you should just, like...
Yeah, go in.
Yeah, 100%.
It's hard.
You're going to pull back so other people... No, like, if you're in the groove, like, I would say, as you get older, especially, because those moments... That's why filming gets way harder, because you're like, well, this shit felt... easy yesterday and like today it's like no, it's just it feels so crazy, like it's not gonna happen. So like when it's good, you gotta roll with it.
It's hard for me to, like, I feel guilty, which is weird, but it's like I've had so many years of just getting paid to skateboard and travel, and, like, literally I've indulged so much that I feel guilty sometimes because I see these other kids or, like, even other things, and I'm like, I just gotta, like, take the back seat. But it's like I still have those days, you know, where you're like, I feel great, let's fucking dig in.
Well, what would it be like for? I guess for me, I still do it because I want to see. Like, I feel like I know how I, like, maxed out. Like, that's as good as, like, I know how good I could be, so I won't go to the grave asking that because I gave it all. But I still am like, I still want to see, like, oh, could you do some shit? Like, can you be still better? Can you still push it? So for you, what would it be that, what makes you still skate, I guess, basically?
Yeah. Well, like, a lot of times, like, today, like, we're going to go street skate.
Yeah.
With the homies. And I have team riders and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're, like, hitting their prime.
Yeah,
so, like, it fires me up.
That's
and
true.
I know I could, like, get out there and, like, we go to some spots, and I'm like, I could get in there. But also, I'm like, I need to film these dudes. Like, it's their turn, you know? It's their fucking turn. But sometimes it's funny because I wait for openings. Because sometimes I'll bring them to a perfect spot, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I bet you've experienced this. You'll bring some young dudes to, like, perfect spots, and they're just not into it. And you're like, well, fuck, I'm just going to take the reins here.
No, yeah, I mean, a lot of times
show them how to get it done.
skate trips or, if I've come out to skate, I'm like, I'm getting my trick first. Because once I warm up and skate, that's it. There's no, like, re-warm up.
Yeah.
I can't, that's not going to happen. And then I'll film all day.
Yeah.
But, like, the deal is the old man's going to get up and be skating at 8:30 and get his clip. And then I'll chill and, like, drink Mountain Dew and film.
Yeah.
Nope. But, I'm satisfied. And I try to do it early because I'm like, you guys aren't even awake yet. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
No, I try to. Or I just won't skate until we're somewhere where it's like, oh, I could. Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Because there is a point where it's like, yeah, they got to get theirs, but it's also like, I feel like leading by example helps too.
It does.
Because I'm not shy. I'll be like, yo, I've been skating longer than you've been alive, and like I'm putting in this effort, and you're way better than me. I expect more out of you.
Yeah, I like that.
And you should expect more out of you too. Like you could do so much crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know if it resonates, but I feel like if I'm giving that effort, then I have the right to go give more.
Totally.
Because I'm giving it.
Yeah.
And I'm not as good as you or young or like, so you have no excuse.
Things on your side.
Yeah, it's like, oh, but I work full time. And?
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah, like, that's always been the job. Like, yeah.
Winners don't make up excuses.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah, it's sort of like.
You're yelling at yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we just went through this. Like, I was teaching the young dudes on the team how to film a video part with the last video we put out, Wilder. And there was many times where I'm like, I just got to take the reins and show them what it is to struggle to get a trick. Because they'd never seen anyone go out there and fucking get embarrassed because they can't fucking land it, but then not give up and grit through this bitch until you get the fucking make. And it's like you hold everyone up. You feel bad. You're like, dude's been filming for so long. And these guys all want to go, but I have to show them like what it takes to get something that you're proud of. You know? And that's just how we just did that. So now, like with the next video, I feel less pressure because, you know, when you're older, you got to be way more selective in the streets.
Yeah.
You get really fucking hurt, you know? So that's why it's like now it's like they're hitting their stride. We went through that with Wilder, the video, and I saw him towards the end of that project really get what it is to be a street skater. And not give up on shit and have a vision and know, like, go pick spots, pick the trick, and start building a part. Like, I watched them figure it out. It all started clicking. So this video that we're working on now, they're super determined. Like, self-determined.
Well, that's what it is. You have to want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, luckily I don't really, all the guys are like that. Like, Sticky's a madman.
Shout out Richard.
Yeah, I mean.
Tell me a little bit about him, man. How'd you guys meet? Hog too. How'd you guys meet, everyone?
I think just from skating. Just skating
Boston,
around. Yeah, just always skating. Like, I lived at Eggs. Pretty much.
Were you in the city for a while?
Yeah, I lived in the city from 2007 until like 2019 or something. I think it was 2019.
It's a good stretch.
Yeah, I was there, so.
How's that living in this? Like, we're proper in the city or on the outskirts?
Yeah, Southie, JP a couple times.
Wow. So those are.
I think that was
some rough neighborhoods.
Brighton, right? Yeah,
Brighton,
right on the JP line.
Yep. That 8-stair, Brighton 8-stair with the hub in the parking garage and shit.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, so over. Yeah, just around.
Yeah, sick.
I'm not a city guy. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then it was just like.
You don't seem like a city guy.
That place, like, I was like, rats. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it wasn't my, my wife, she was like, you should probably get out of here. And I was like, you're right. Southie just turned into what it is today. And I'm like, I hate this place.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The only place I liked in Southie was skating 3 block. behind Bell's Market, which isn't there anymore, and the projects. I was like, this feels real.
Yeah.
The rest of this place, I don't know what, like, their Boston has, from living there, the difference between the South and Boston for me was Boston people will run their mouths, and in the South, if you run your mouth like that, you're going to get probably shot.
Yeah.
There was this weird thing where, like, passive aggressive and, like, your mouth, like, people verbally can abuse people and think there's not going to be a consequence, and then when there is, they're, like, surprised. And I just don't like I don't like that constant, like, the vibe just doesn't feel right there. It didn't. That's why I left. It just got to a point where I was like, the vibe is just not right here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get somewhere where there's, like, animals and, like, people are, like, just normal and, like, you can just, like, it's a way more toned down.
Yeah.
And less like that. I feel like when I go to skate the city, it's like I almost feel like you can feel the anxiety of that area. I feel like people are living in just, like, a constant, like they're just, and they don't know they're, like, at a 10.
Yeah.
Just, like, going to Dunkin's. Oh, get all of it. And you're like, what is, like, you're all insane.
Yeah.
And you don't realize you're insane because all of you are insane. And it's like, you're all going to have heart attack. Like, no wonder they're like, what is going on around here?
It's weird that, like, people gravitate to cities and then it just builds up and spreads out, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, it does feel that way at times. You go and it's just a hustle bustle. It's like New York. You must have anxiety going to New York.
Yeah, I don't really like New York anymore. I love Philly, though. I have family from there. Philly, I'm like, that's a city I like.
Yeah.
Because it's still a city, you know there's consequences when you're there.
Yeah.
You're like, no one's going to act out of line or do any passive anything here because it ain't going to fly.
Yeah.
Which is, I appreciate because it keeps people from being assholes and, yeah, eliminates assholism.
Yeah.
Because there's a consequence. Which is, it is what it is.
And you're in New Hampshire now, which is live free or die.
Yeah, I fit much better in New Hampshire. It's closer to, like, you're getting closer to, like, more of a southern mentality in the north. So it's like, yeah, yeah, I mean, it's great. The beach is right there. The mountains are not far away.
It's not as hustle bustle as a city.
No, and it's just like, yeah, it just works for me.
Sick.
I get if the city works, that's great for them. It's just, yeah, it was fun. For me, it's like a young person's game. But once you sort of do it, you're like, okay, I did it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, to each their own. Just not, yeah, I would prefer, yeah, I like where I am now. We have, like, I mean, I've seen almost every animal you could see just in my yard.
Nice.
Just, like, crazy animals just all over the place. So it's like my little guy will grow up seeing and playing in the woods and, like, closer to how I grew up, where he can go fishing. He can walk down the street. He can, like, just be lost in the woods. He can
just be grounded.
Exactly. We'll be at the
with
beach.
The reality of the earth.
Yeah. I'm already got him out there touching trees and feeling, like, the energy, like, and then he'll come outside and he'll point and try to. He knows that, and I'm like, yeah, because we're not separate.
Yeah.
Like they're here, we're here. Like this is all one. And we're no higher or lower than that tree as far as importance in my mind.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like the city life definitely, like, for there, and that's the thing. For me, I felt like an animal that was not in the environment the animal's supposed to be in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, there's nothing here. Like, a tree's a rare sight.
Yeah, cities are, like, artificially man-created.
For me, I was like, I'm supposed to be where, I can touch the earth, and, like, there's trees, and there's birds, and there's animals, and
some people can't manage that. Like, the way I grew up, so I grew up in a crazy situation, but, like, a lot of me and my siblings, like, my sisters liked nature and being out in the middle. But for me, a long time, I'd be like, I didn't want silence, because there's so much deep down that it's gonna come up when there's silence. I'm not like that anymore. You work through these issues, but there's a lot of people like that. They use the chaos to distract themselves from what they should be doing or what they should have thought about. Or there's things in your life that you sweep under the rug.
Yeah.
And then you keep chaos around you, so you don't have to actually look under the rug, and like nature and silence will bring it all right out, dude.
Yeah. But once you go through that and you start, I mean, I'm lucky because my wife is so, she's helped me with that the last 10 years. So
That's
now
awesome.
when I'm on sessions, I don't really now I'm emotionally aware, but I understand why I was who I was, why I reacted the way I react. Like, yeah, you have to take time, and then you realize with nature now, that's the goal. People should be able to sit completely in silence and just be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because then you're like balanced. You're okay. Like things are fine.
Yeah, empty space is nice.
Yeah.
It's good. Your brain needs that negative, the black. Your senses are on all the time and being fucking over abused all the time. So like you need the opposite of that, which is silence and darkness and calm and
or just like being able to
balance.
Listen to the wind in the trees.
Yep.
And hear all of the things like.
Dude, my morning walks with Wilder, it's the best because we don't even talk.
Exactly.
He looks at me and smiles, and we're not even talking. He's just.
But you're there.
Yeah, we're blissful.
You're connected.
You hear the wind, the trees. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and that balances everything.
It does.
For the day.
It helps. It does. It grounds you.
Because a thing I do every morning is the Wim Hof breathing technique. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've looked into it a little bit.
But I've done that since.
He does it with ice, though, right?
That is a part of it. So like I was saying, we've got another little one on the way. But when she's not pregnant, we'll go swimming in the ocean in like February.
Damn.
And she can stay in there forever.
Wow.
I can stay in a while, but that's part of it. But when you get out, your body, you're like, but I just do the breathing thing in the morning, just to set everything right.
Yeah.
Because you essentially. I don't even know all the science. Like it's insane, but it is for your cardio. Just for my mind, I have to do it.
No, it makes sense. It's because we got like testosterone and we're animals and all this angst and stuff, and our minds can take control of everything. You know? So it's like if you have none of this in control, no discipline. You need to build these disciplined structures, and your breathing starts with your breathing.
100%.
You can control your breathing.
Yeah, I was skating with Zach, and you can't see that, but I was trying to trick, and there was a.
Let me see. Got anything?
You can't really see it.
Oh no, so
but it was. So it got caught. It was a bump out past like a gap, and then you had to slide like this just a shitty ledge. But I didn't realize that the fence was like the not barbed wire, but like the crisscross, like sharp.
Yep.
And it was the perfect height, so I missed one. And it was about, I mean, when you came off the ledge, it was like my waist high. So it was like 6 feet in the air. So my arm got caught, and it just missed the vein you're trying to hit if you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, all right, Zach. In my head, I'm like, oh, I just had it. Let me maybe I can try one more. But we're wrapping it, and I started to lose vision. Everything started to go white, and I go, oh, this is actually serious. So but because I do breathing, I realize like, oh, I can slow down my heart rate, put it up, put my arm over my head, and by doing that, by the time we got to the ER, I had got my vision back, and to me, I'm like, had I panicked,
oh yeah,
it could have been a different situation. So, but by knowing, well, I'll just very slow inhales through the nose, super long out of the mouth, and really calm down. It was crazy. And then I've hurt my back recently and almost passed out a couple times, I guess from the pain, and did the same thing to not black out.
That's amazing.
And you're like, so yeah, there is something to it.
It's good to have that awareness. And to know that, because when you're young, you don't think like that. You're just like, fuck, I'm injured. Fuck.
Yeah. I would have been
Yeah.
on the floor. Michelle would have been like, great, now what do I do with you? You dummy. But, you know, it's, no, all that, yeah. But that, I guess that's maybe, but to me, it's like, oh, if I had known this stuff when I was 15,
I know.
if I would have known why I was like so angry, if I would have known why, I mean, I guess you end up where you're supposed to end up, and things are beyond what I could have even imagined possible, you know, for a life. But to me, it's like, oh my God, this should be taught in schools. Like when you feel certain emotions coming up,
oh man,
recognize it, go, why am I feeling it? Sort it out, go, and then you just let it leave. You go, okay, that thought's gone. I'm going to control me, not this weird voice that's in that, you know what I mean? Your emotions and your reactions and like.
Most people are reactive.
Yeah.
They're not actually in control. Their life is happening to them,
yes.
not for them.
Yeah.
They're just constantly like, one thing after another, you know?
Yeah. You see it a lot and you're like, oh my God. Like,
I've lived my life that way for a long time. A lot of it is if you're in trauma and like you have a broken family structure and stuff, then you know vulnerability at a young age. And you're just like, you live in that survival mode all the time because the bottom, you feel like you had the bottom fall out and you didn't know how to manage it. So then you're just constantly living like that. You're like, the bottom's going to fall out. The bottom's going to fall out. That's negative emotions.
I still live by that. That's the motivation to get up and do the work is it's all going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Which is, but now and I'm sure we're in control of that.
Yeah.
You go, okay, I need that for motivation. Because it's a hell of a motivator to be like, exactly. Yeah. I don't let it turn me into being spastic and reactionary. I go, no, just get it. All you can do is your best today, and that's going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to sleep and sleep well. Yeah. Instead of being like, oh my God, how am I going to solve the next 10 years of problems today? Like, what? But as a kid, like when you're young and
you want to conquer the world, or the world's just all out there, and so easy at your fingertips, and you're just like carried away. Definitely gotta be more present in life, for sure. It's a good reminder every day.
Yeah, because you'll miss it.
Absolutely,
especially with little ones.
Yeah, dude, flying, dude.
It's the ultimate present.
It's amazing.
Because one day, like, I'm sure. As a parent, you get to a point where you're like, I remember, I know you do this because parents say, I remember holding you when you were little. And when you hold your little one, you go, oh my God, like, they're going to be 15. Like, I'll see you later. I'm going to skate. So it's like, this moment is this moment.
You really got to stay in that moment.
Really right now because.
It sucks too because, like, you have a bad day at work or all these other things. You can't let it creep in. You got to just be there.
No.
So
that stuff gets left at the door.
Yeah.
When you're with the little one. And now I try to just do that with just anyone in general because it's not fair to put your shit on them.
Yeah, totally.
And it's also not, it's not responsible. There's no benefit to it.
Shout out to all the parents.
What
we're saying.
The ones.
All the good parents.
Yeah, the ones doing it right who.
They carry the burden, bro.
And who, I don't know. For that stuff, there's a lot. But now that is, once again, that's the beauty of the technological world is you can listen to Dr. Gabor Mate. You can listen to, Jordan Peterson. You can listen to Dr. Robert Sapolsky. You can listen to the best people in the world in their fields in long-form content and learn so much. And then you can pick and choose, like, what parts you're going to use. But
you literally could get, like, the highest education online for free if you have some interest.
100%.
Yeah, if you have an interest in anything and you just start searching, you're going to find these great minds out there.
Yeah, it's
the technology is disrupting our whole world, even our education system, our health system, all of it is like, we know the internet hit, but now we're watching the repercussions play out, and we have to learn how to manage and balance it all out. And these institutions are crumbling and rebuilding, hopefully, and like.
Well, it's like you said, if it's a tool, because how many times are you with people and everyone's talking, you're like, oh, but I wonder about this. And you're like, look on your phone.
Look it up.
Like, you just use that thing to look at, like, Instagram.
That's the van ride. I'm like, look this shit up.
Yeah, just look it up. We can get multiple sources. We can, like, fact check things. You can, like, look into it and then figure out your opinion, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely good to take in a lot of content and then just try not to get, too rigid.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up on some political team or like fucking giving your emails away.
No, yeah, that's
it could go crazy too.
Well, yeah, you don't want to not be willing to hear an argument that will change your mind, I guess.
Yeah, it's easy to make an echo chamber where you just hear everything you want to hear.
Well, I mean, I have certain things I definitely am like, no, I'm more in this camp, but I'm always like, well, tell me why I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Normally people have nothing, and I go, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me facts or policy or why I should be panicking. But it's fair enough. It's like, you can't just tell me just to feel this way or believe this without. You have to have proof. You have to have something.
Yeah.
Other than hypothetical situations.
Yeah, to
upset me.
That's
like,
definitely the technology, because now you can listen to people who've actually thought it through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just some fucking news channel being like, you should be afraid.
Yeah.
This is coming to kill you. Do.
Well, that's pretty much what they did.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And now you're like, wait, no, there's actually deep thinkers that have thought this way through and actually have a heartbeat and care, and they're just not like a profit-driven fucking industry. You're like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The whole world is in flux.
Anytime something makes maximum profit from a situation, you have to question it. In today's world, you go, well, that's weird. How did that worked out real well for a very minute amount of people at the expense of everyone?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but that's suspicious to me.
Definitely got to be careful. We're in a weird world. We're in a good situation, though, I feel like, because now I know everything's disrupted and clashing and stuff, but it's better than just being in the status quo. Like
100%.
My whole upbringing was like, they're just like, it's out of our control, and they're just going to do whatever. Now it's like colliding ideas,
No, now you're realizing that was all a lie.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can't do A, B, and C. We can't do this. We can't do that. Actually, you can just do it.
Yeah.
You can. Now, whether that's going to be good or not, I don't know, but
we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're heading the wrong way anyway, so it's like, well, who knows? It'll probably have to get worse to get better, because problems are so, they're just entrenched. So, it's almost like, I would think of it like a bone, like, oh, we set your bone wrong. That's not going to work. We're going to have to re-break it and do it correct.
There's going to be a healing
process.
And
you're like,
oh.
Yeah, we're going to have to go through it, but
we'll
see.
It's hard for some people, but luckily skateboarders are resilient, and they know about falling, getting injured, healing, picking themselves back up, not being right all the time. Because if you think you're right in skateboarding and you're trying the trick and you're like, no, this is the right way to do it, you're just going to end up hurt,
Or you're not going to land it.
Yeah,
because you're unwilling to change your technique, where you're like, well, I just keep doing the exact same thing and I'm not landing it. Well, maybe I have to do something different. You have to
face your bullshit and be like, all right, there's got to be something else.
I either got to pop earlier or flick faster or it's this ultimate puzzle.
Yeah, man.
It's cool.
I hate to end this, but I do have people coming to skate, but we're going to have to do part 2 for sure.
All right. Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
We'll give it a little time.
Yeah, we've got a new video coming out April 19th, 20th, so it should be everywhere. It should be on Thrasher and Theories and Skate John, and we're doing a whole lot of
What's the name?
Cam gave me. It's Fully Stocked.
Nice.
It's his name. He's like, because he got so many dudes on the team now, he's working on like all the graphics for the video, and
nice.
I mean, the brand wouldn't work without a lot of those dudes do their own. Like Sticky does a lot of the graphics, Cam does all the video stuff. People have their like.
It's good to have a team.
Yeah, those guys do a ton, and I sort of
different strengths.
Yeah, I just let people, if they have strengths and ideas, just do them. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah, we'll have to come back. We'll come back after that video.
Yeah, and I
before the second baby.
Maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, when it makes sense.
It'll be all hands on deck.
I got a third mic too, so if you want to be Richard or Hog or whoever.
Oh, that would be sweet.
We'll get a little party going.
Yeah.
Before we go, just let people know where they can check out your shop, your accounts, the names, everything.
So the shop is in Seabrook, New Hampshire. Which, quick story short,
go ahead.
There was no intention to ever have a skate shop. Sort of like Raw had the Raw store.
Yep.
It was Bashinsky's uncle Steve owned Pioneers for 40 years, was getting out of it, and was just like, dude, let's do this together. It ended up where it didn't work out together, but he basically was just like, dude, I'll give you all the skate stuff, hook it all up. You help me sell off remaining inventory, and like, you should be the dude running. You should be the dude who's helping skateboarding around here since you live here now. Do you want to? And I was like, 100%. Let's just do it.
That's so cool.
It just happened. It wasn't like I want to get into the skateboard.
You're the right person, though. They found the right person.
I mean, that's what. Yeah, I'll take Steve's word. I mean,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't love it. You know, besides people, it's the thing I love the most.
Yeah.
And will always, even if I'm in a wheelchair, like, I'm going to watch the videos. I'm going to love the so that's how that happened. But we've had the brand Corner Store for 13 years now. And this will be, in skateboarding, you're like, wow.
Dude, no lie.
To survive 13 years is a thing of its own. And this will be our 5th full-length video.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're going to push to have ads in Skateshop and, like, actually try and take it to the next level.
Fuck yeah.
Because I don't know, it's tough.
You've taken your time.
Yeah.
And you've got a team around you.
Yeah.
And it's 13 years under your belt. So when you see the avenue.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking. I'm like, I've got the guys who are, I'm like, I love all of these dudes. I've got the dudes. We've got the history. We've got now a shot. You've got everything in line to, like, give a push to see really just even bigger in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Not even like, not even country, like, but like to really
just
like
to grow a little.
Yeah, just exactly.
It's good.
Growth
you took
at
your
all.
time to build something that it's like you're skating. You build a good foundation. And 13 years is a solid foundation, and takes time to meet those people, build those relationships, to be able to have someone help put those videos together and that artwork together and everything. So. It sounds like you're doing it the right way, in my opinion.
We're gonna find out.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna find out. So we'll come back and we'll see how it goes from there.
Fuck yeah, Jimmy. Thanks for doing this, man.
Sweet. All right. Thanks, Anthony.